Assalamualaikum and greetings. Welcome to the education forum titled How Does Socio-Economic Status Influence Students, Educational Opportunities and Achievement in Malaysia. Today we will hear insight from four invited panelists. First of all, Ms. Mira is the school leader. Second, Ms. Iliani is a teacher. Third, Ms. Farah is a parent. And lastly, Ms. Azlin is a community leader. I am Pika, your moderator, and I will be presenting 5 main questions. Each panelist will share their views based on their respective roles. Question 1. Access to basic education. In your opinion, how does socio-economic status affect students' access to basic education in Malaysia? Ms. Fira?
Students from low-income families, especially those in the B40 group, often face multiple challenges when it comes to accessing basic education. Many of them struggle with transportation, insufficient food, and lack of basic learning materials such as books and stationery. In rural areas, the situation is more worrying. Schools often lack essential infrastructure, including stable electricity, internet access, and proper classroom facilities. Although the government has implemented supportive programs like the Supplementary Food Program and Early School Aid, these are not always enough to bridge the gap. The digital divide became especially clear during the COVID-19 pandemic, where many students could not participate in online learning due to lack of devices or internet access. To ensure equal education opportunities, we must go beyond one-size-fits-all solutions and address the specific needs of disadvantaged schools and students.
As a teacher, what do you think, Ms. Iliani?
As a teacher, I think I've been seeing firsthand how a student's socioeconomic status can influence the access to learning. Some students come from families who struggle financially. They might lack transport to school, don't have internet at home, or simply don't have a quiet place to study. These students often fall behind, not because they are less capable, but because the environment around them isn't supportive enough for learning. This makes access to education uneven, even though schooling is technically free.
Do you agree, Ms. Farah?
Yes, I agree. As a parent from a low-income background, I face many challenges in supporting my child's education. Sometimes I struggle just to buy basic stationery or pay for school-related fees and transport. There were days when my child had to miss school because we didn't have enough for the bus fare. I feel sad when I see other children attending extra tuition classes, while my child can only depend on the teachers at school.
Ms. Azlin?
As a community leader, on the first hand, I see how socioeconomic status significantly influence student access to the basic education in our area. From my observation, families who have a background of low incomes have limited access to resources. This can cause educational needs like uniform, transportation, and internet access cannot be afforded, and the students have a slow pace of learning.
Question 2. Challenges in the classroom. What are the main challenges that teachers face in the classroom that stem from socio-economic inequality? Ms. Iliani, what do you think?
I think one of the biggest challenges is dealing with the academic gap between students. In a single class, I might have students who attend tuitions and have every learning resource, while others barely have a proper school bag. It's difficult to balance the needs of everyone. Some students also come to school tired, hungry, or emotionally distressed. This affects their focus, behavior, and ability to engage. As teacher, we have to play multiple roles as an educator, mentor, even emotional support.
Ms. Mira?
In my opinion, in schools like ours, where we have a high number of students from underprivileged backgrounds, teachers constantly face the challenge of balancing the needs of learners with varying levels of preparedness. While some students come to class fully equipped and supported, others lag behind from the start. Our teachers often have to adopt differentiated teaching methods, tailoring lessons to support struggling students. But with limited time and large class size, it's difficult to give every student the individual attention they need. The lack of specialist teachers in critical subjects such as science and mathematics also widens the learning gap between urban and rural schools. We need systematic reforms to ensure every student, regardless of backgrounds, has access to quality teaching.
Ms. Farah?
My child often feels discouraged in class because he can't keep up with his peers who have more resources at home. He compares himself and feels left out, especially when he doesn't have the same books or tools. I want to help, but since I don't have much education myself, I often don't know how to support him academically.
Do you agree, Ms. Azlin?
Yes, I agree because socioeconomic inequality creates a serious challenge and most pressing issue for teachers. And the main challenge for me is a behavioral and emotional issue. Facing poverty may also face stress and instability at home, can lead students to behavioral problems or a lack of focus in class. This can cause teachers hard to manage the classroom and ensure a positive learning environment at all.
Question 3. The role of parents and income. How do parents' income and education levels affect students' academic performance? What do you think, Ms. Farah, as a parent?
I think I only complete SPM, so I'm not confident in helping my child with his studies. Parents with higher education usually how to guide their children better. They can also afford tutors or better materials. It's a big advantage for their kids and it shows in their performance.
Based on data from our school, there's a clear trend. Students from families with higher educational backgrounds tend to perform better academically. These families are not only able to support their children financially, but also provide intellectual guidance and motivation. Parental involvement plays a crucial role in shaping students' attitudes towards learning. When parents understand the importance of education and are able to assist with homework or provide a conducive learning environment at home, the difference is significant. Unfortunately, students from lower income families often lack this support, not because their parents don't care, but because they face limitations in knowledge and resources.
Do you agree?
I agree with that because I have seen how parents' income and education level have a deep impact on student academic performance. This shape the environment like child grow, learns, and support. Parental support and involvement are important because educated parents usually more involved in their children's education, like helping them with their homework, attending school meetings, and encouraging success. On the other hand, parents with lower education level may find it harder to provide academic guidance or might not understand the school system.
Ms. Iliani?
As a teacher, in my opinion, students whose parents are well educated or have stable incomes usually have more support at home. The parent can help with homework, monitor progress, and afford learning tools like books or a laptop. But for students whose parents are less educated or struggling financially, school might be the only place they receive academic support. This clearly impacts their performance. I have had students who are bright but lack guidance outside school, which holds them back.
Thank you to all panelists for your meaningful insight. It is clear that socio-economic status has a major impact on students' educational opportunities and achievement. However, with collaboration between schools, teachers, parents, and the community, this gap can be reduced. We hope this discussion inspires all parties to take action. That's all from us. Thank you and Assalamualaikum.